Secretly recorded from deep inside the bowels of a decommissioned missile silo, we bring you the man, one single man who wants to bring light to the darkness and dark to the lightness. Although he's not always right, he is always certain. So now, with security protocols in place, the protesters have been forced back behind the barricades and the blast doors are now sealed. Without further delay, let me introduce you to the host of Hutcast, Mr. Tim Hutner.
Thank you, Sergeant-at-Arms. You can now take your post. The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individual and participants. These views and opinions expressed do not represent those of the host or the show. The opinions in this broadcast are not to replace your legal, medical, or spiritual professionals. Happy Sunday, 6/18/2023. It is Father's Day. And if you guys have been watching my hate book page, you'll see some undisclosed locations, maybe, perhaps. But today's conversation is going to be about, of course, Father's Day and retail sales stores, outlets. Again, if you've been on the page, you've been watching me chat out about some information I've been seeing. Watch the video. Either way, Hutcast, be right back. Stand by. In today's busy world, staying healthy and alert have become essential for those of us who want to get the most out of ourselves. So before you reach for that energy drink, ask yourself, are you really giving your body the best? If you want the energy without the jitters that commonly come from today's most popular energy drinks, then reach for something better. Reach for Super Fuel. Super Fuel is made by Casmo Incorporated. Super Fuel is a healthy boost. Super Fuel is made with vitamins B6, B12, and taurine, that is a amino acid that aids in weight loss and protects heart tissue. Beetroot powder and other healthy ingredients that will give you a quick, healthy boost. Make Super Fuel a great tasting, low-calorie addition to your daily regimen. Super Fuel by Casmo Incorporated. It can be ordered by visiting our website at www.superfuel.me or calling 833-383-5912. That's right, Super Fuel by Casmo Incorporated at www.superfuel.me or calling 833-383-5912. Super Fuel. Welcome to Hutcast. It is that day. It is Father's Day. We are in our bunker. I hope you like the intro there, because I actually have a picture of a bunker. So we're going to talk about Father's Day. Let's start up with that one, because it's kind of that day, and it's a little known fact that Father's Day dates back to ancient Babylon. That's right. So what I get is Father's Day is a holiday celebrated to honor and appreciate fathers and father figures. The exact origins of Father Days are not as well documented as Mother's Day, but celebration of father figures has ancient roots. One early precursor to Father's Day can be traced back to, again, ancient Babylon, where the festival of Akuta is held in honor of the fathers of the gods. Marduk, the festival took place in March and included various rituals and celebrations. In modern times, the concept of Father's Day as we know it began to emerge in the early 20th century. One key figure establishment of Father's Day was Sonora Smart Dodd from Spokane, Washington. Sonora's father, William Jackson Smart, is a Civil War veteran and a single parent who raised 6 children on his own. Sonora felt that the fathers should be recognized as similar as a manner as mothers, who already had the official holiday. Inspired by a newly established Mother's Day, Sonora worked tirelessly to promote the idea of Father's Day. She advocated for the holiday in order to honor fathers, and her efforts paid off when the first Father's Day was celebrated took place on June 19th, 1910 in Spokane, Washington. However, it wasn't recognized as a national holiday until that time. Over the years, the idea of celebrating Father's Day gained popularity, and when there were several attempts to establish an official holiday in the United States in 1966, President Lyndon B. Johnson issued a proclamation designating that the third Sunday in June as Father's Day. Finally, in 1972, Richard Nixon signed it into law, making Father's Day a permanent national holiday in the United States. Since then, Father's Day is celebrated on the third Sunday of June in many countries around this world. It has become the day of honor of fathers, express gratitude for their love and support and acknowledgement of their contributions to the family in society. How do you like that? You know, I've been kind of snooping around and looking at all kinds of things about Father's Day. And the one that got me the most was this one about 1908, when a church in West Virginia held a ceremony to honor 385 men who died in a coal mine explosion in the previous year. According to history.com, the following year, Washington's state led a movement to establish a day of honor for fathers similar to Mother's Day. And if you go out and do the Googleizer and do some snooping on this and research this, there are several types of things, but they all have one common thing, and they all take this Virginia thing. They all do that. They all talk about the sacrifice to fathers. Nobody really mentions Babylon. That was kind of a different one. I thought it was pretty neat. Went way back there. And then they went to having the fathers dedicated this one day. Nixon signed it in 1972. I mean, it was in 1966. Boy, there's just a lot of history on this Father's Day. So I guess what I'm getting at, people, is if you have fathers that are left, make a call. Reach out. Say hi, just like my Mother's Day show. I thought it'd be fitting to have the same type of show, but for dads. New dads, old dads. Dads that can't remember anything. Dads that, we're not flawless. We're dads. We can't be that knight in shining armor every second of the day, but we can sure as heck try. We can try our best, and that's all we can do as dads. So reach out to your dads. If they're still around, have a drink or a toast or a waffle and ceremony or whatever dad did for you that you remember that was his thing. Have one. Do one. Make one. I don't have dads anymore. I had two. They're both gone. They did a long, fruitful life. They've done a lot of things. They've taught me a lot of stuff in life. So, in their honor, I'm going to do what they taught me to do. Keep it really real. And that's what you can do for Father's Day. Now that my kids are having kids, you can actually sit back and see the difference. And hopefully the training in which you've given them will give them some solace in training their kids. Of course, not all of it's right, but it's still there. And hopefully you can not spin that web around. So what did you do for Father's Day? What did you all say? What did you all have in common? What are you doing for Father's Day? As I go through the city here in this undisclosed location, and I see, a lot of people barbecuing. I see a lot of boats on the lake. I see a lot of fishing poles hanging out. I see a lot of beer sales. Hopefully not the Bud Light kind. We've pretty much gone against that tradition of Bud Light crap. Because Mulvaney's not a guy. He would be a transgender day. Not mother or father, but yeah. Okay, do that math. Mm-hmm. Wonder what day they're going to... And who's going to sign that proclamation to non-gender bias something day? I can't begin to figure that one out. Either which, Anheuser-Busch is completely off my radar, along with Target and their new stuff. Yeah. So how do you think that's going to put together a Target, a Bud Light, a whatever, and call it Father's Day? Can you have Father's Day as a binary? Is it your donor day? Is it your egg day? Is it your... What is it? What is it for those guys? Frankly, I don't care, but I thought it was an interesting conversation earlier this weekend. We thought, what is Father's Day for these alphabet warriors? How can it be? They want to choose that, then they got to choose an X or a Y chromosome. And on them. But not to turn this into a Debbie Downer situation. I just wanted you all to hear what's going on that nobody really asked about. How did it start? What did it go with? What, Babylon days? I don't know. It's a long way back there. reach out to Pop. Give him a call. Tell him you're still around. Do what you guys did back in the day. Hopefully it was good things, because you just can't get it back. And I'm not one of those guys who's a back it up clock type of guy. Never was. You know, we had our time with each other, and that was it. We moved on. I had to move on. I didn't have a choice. But you do the honorable thing, and you put Dad in the ground. You nod their head. You did what you had to do. Yeah, everybody does what they had to do. Well, some did. My stepbrother didn't do shit. And that's okay, because that was his choice. So for him, Father's Day probably means a whole lot different. And I don't know what that means, because I don't really keep in touch with him. But I do know that he missed out on some pretty important stuff in life, and he shouldn't have. So for him, Father's Day is going to be a whole different thing. And I think it was more of a cash thing for him, that what could Dad give him, after Dad passed. He wanted, and then he started coming around. Couldn't make his deathbed, couldn't make his funeral. A lot of things he couldn't make. But he could sure as hell make, want to know where his products went, his stuff, his leftovers, legacies. And at that point, we just says, go away. Not a Dad's Day for him. It's a donor day. But I'm not turning this into a me thing. I'm turning this into a you thing. Reach out. Are you grilling today? Are you smoking ribs? What is it you do on your holiday with your dad, or what did you do? Got to ask yourself that question, at least a little bit. Other countries, throw me some messages on the old hate book. I do get them. I do read them. I just sometimes cannot respond because there are so many. What do you do in your world? What is it you guys do in Father's Day in other countries? I'd be very interested to find out what that means. According to this reading, the ancient Babylons had a thing about it. What do you do in Africa? What do you do in Ireland? What do you do in England? The Eastern Bloc, Germany? What does Father's Day do for you guys? If you even have one. Kind of sounds like it was a U.S. thing with the coal miners deal. But I don't know. There seems to be a lot of cloudy around it. Okay, what are we into this? 12:53. Got to take a commercial break. Father's Day. Enjoy it. Have a good one. We'll come back with the retail sales. Again, if you've been watching my hate book profile, you'll see a video about me out there seeing and posting one of the largest ones in the state of Minnesota. Absolutely graveyard empty. Okay, Hudcast, stand by. The current healthcare system is not meeting the needs of real people. People are demanding better care, better options, and want results. So Gareth Care has launched and is advocating for those in the U.S. and internationally, as people are realizing the controlled system has not been there for them. If you want your own independent advocate that is not controlled by big corporations, call or text and enroll today to get your advocate for your needs, serving all ages. For any healthcare need you might have, you matter. Here's how you get started. www.garethcare.com. GRAITHCARE.com. Call Gareth Care Direct 1-469-864-7149. Call or text a question to Healthcare Sucks and get an advocate with Gareth Care 1-469-864-7149. Mention Hutcast and you'll get a 10% discount on your advocacy bundle. And the staff at Gareth Care will take care of you. Remember to mention Hutcast, get that extra 10% off your first bundle of time. And this is all brought to you from Gareth Care. Welcome back to Hutcast. Okay, so if you were watching my Facebook profile and you've seen a video out there of me in this parking lot in this state of undisclosed location, i.e. Minnesota, there was once a supermarket. There was once a mall. There was once a shoe store. There was so much that was listed and that was put in this area. You wouldn't believe the hustle and the bustle. You literally wouldn't believe it. If you get to that video, take a peek at this and pay attention to what's there. Now, at a location in northern Minnesota where we had 40, 50 stores, top-notch stores, We had Reebok. We had the shoe store. We had stuff that was just like, okay, in this location, that's really cool. In this mall, we had a Foot Locker. We had, oh, you name it. You name it, we had it. Bath and Beyond. We had Gaps. We had just unbelievable amount of stuff in this deal. Never had a Macy's or nothing like that. That was too small town for that. But this location is on a major interstate in the state of Minnesota. And it generated a lot of traffic in the area, a lot of buzz. There was stuff in there that you couldn't help but stop and buy some shoes or plates or appliances. I mean, just a whole crap ton of stuff. It was incredible. Then we get this COVID. We get this 2020 world of insane things happening. We get this, wear a mask because someone's going to die if you breathe the air. Wear all this insanity in this country. And I can't even begin to start. You've heard my previous shows. You know where I'm going with it. But these are the kind of things that crushed this mall. I mean, the mall's got a great access. It's got literally 200 feet off the interstate. It's got a great road into it. It's got a great road out of it. There's great things around it. There's places to eat. There's famous days, if you like. Whatever it is you were hungry for, this location had it. You needed fuel. You could gas up your rig. You could, whatever it was, this was a spot to be. It even had a Ford dealership. Now, this Ford dealership, you actually literally had to pass right by it to get that. To get to that mall. This mall had a movie theater. I believe the movie theater is still there. It's pretty vacant, but it's still there, and that's a separate building. Now what you see as you walk down the halls of this deserted skeleton of a business mecca is empty rooms, empty halls. Hey, we want you to come put your shop here. Stuff that no one in their right mind, no one in a big city companies would ever do now because COVID crushed it. The mask crushed it. We can't be out in public anymore, God forbid. If you go out in public, you're going to die. You're going to get this virus, this Chinese flu, all this. Our country literally scared the snot out of everybody who listens to social media, out of everybody who listens to the news, and out of everybody who takes it without a grain of salt. They just suck it up and go, well, it must be true. And you know those people are. You see them who they are. They got the alphabet warrior on their bumper stickers. They've got the whatever. Come on, people. Open your eyes. You literally crushed an economy in this town. These same people who I want to work at home. I won't go to an office anymore. I won't work. Well, you don't have a problem voting for a living. You have absolutely zero problem voting for a living. We'll just vote and they'll just give it to us. That's the first step in tyranny. They control you. They control your medical. They control your everything. So where I'm going with this is kind of it's a bittersweet. I'm the guy who don't like going out regardless of COVID or, we got our bunker and we like our bunker and I want to stay in my bunker and, we do our bunker stuff. But do you have the other rest of the world that likes to go out and do things? They want to be at the mall. They want to drive their gas-guzzling GMC Yukon with a 454 6.2 supercharged lifted vehicle to there and go pick up a barrette or a brush They want to burn $18 worth of fuel just to go pick up that 39-cent thing at the dollar store. And I say more power to you. And you people who drive your Prius and your save economy, you didn't save anything. First of all, you destroyed it by voting the way you did. And you never learn. You never learn the lesson of it just ain't working. And there's no right or left here. There's just common sense. And there's a whole lot of people that didn't engage common sense during this. They start closing the schools in Minnesota. Okay, what changed now from then? We still have the Wuhan flu. We still have all this stuff. They say that the shot took care of it. Bullshit. That shot didn't take care of anything. You know what that took care of? Moderna. That's who that took care of. The people in the higher ups that have collected on that via our tax dollars. Hey, you get a free shot. It ain't free. You paid for it. That shot was paid for. You just didn't write the check. You wrote one check. They dispersed it for you. The redistribution of your wealth. Our government did that to you. All results of what this shopping mall did. Can't go in there and get nothing. Now, certainly you can't. This parking lot is massive. This is a massive area. There are massive amounts of shops that were there. There were cars on top of cars on top of cars. I mean, sometimes when you pulled in there, you needed some kind of a location to park your stuff. I mean, somebody guiding you into, oh, here, you go here, you go. It was that busy. And I've seen this. I've witnessed this with my own eyes. And a lot of people, Minnesota here in northern Minnesota, you know what store I'm talking about. New company owns it. Wait, we're going to make this great again. I don't know about that. Once you gave these online retailers a traction, a foothold, it is more convenient for them to go around and drop stuff off than it is for the gas-guzzling GMC Yukon with the big black supercharged to go pick up a Barrette. It's a lot more convenient and cost-effective for this one truck, the brown truck, the FedEx truck, whatever truck you buy on, whatever stuff you gets delivered, to drop 100 of them off so you can sit home. If somebody wanted to go out and get something, I nod my head and say, good for you. If somebody wanted to order it, I say, good for you. But look at all the jobs you crushed. If we did some really, really simple math on this, let's go back to my great calculator here. And if you had 50 stores, and you had roughly 5.5, let's say 5.5 people per store. That's 275 people just working the retail. And that's very light. Now, let's talk about accountants. Let's talk about the janitors. Let's talk about the custodial guys. All these people that were designed to keep this going. What about the snowplow guys? Electricians. Updating. On top of the brand names that were in there. And those are tens of thousands of people that are no longer producing products for you. Some say it's evolution. I get that. Things have changed. They're going to change. Buying habits change. I can stay working and be more convenient to go and order what I need and have it sent. I get it. That's a very huge convenient thing. Doesn't make it good for the economy. And sometimes I like to go into a store and push buttons and see which ones I like to take. Which ones do I want to see? Which looks cooler? You can A/B things. I like this one. I don't like this one. I like this one. You can't do that online. There's a lot of things you lose online for retail. There's a lot. I don't like the way this thing plugs into the wall. I don't like the way, just whatever that is, you've lost that connection to that product. And you won't get it back. I don't believe, here's a prediction, because I don't do predictions, and I don't want to call it a prediction, but I believe at this point in time, this country, this society can no longer revert back to a retail store situation. The new generation don't like getting off their ass. They want to sit and have everything delivered to them. This entitled, get in your supercharged gas huggling 2 mile per gallon truck and go get something, i.e. the 59-cent Barrette. And just get off your ass and do something. But these are the same people that want to go play, what do you call it? Throw beanbags at a hole and all kinds of stuff. They can do that. They want to play softball. They want to play pickleball. Whatever they do, they spare no time and expense to go do that, but they literally can't stay at a mall. Again, preaching to the choir, it is very, very convenient to do this, especially if you either have a reason to not have time or you have time. I particularly don't have time to go shopping. Run your own company. It's a whole lot of work. But these people sit around their ass and play video games all day, have nothing but time to go and get something or to contribute to society. Or maybe that thing you bought local will help a nation's kids' dental program, whatever that is, wherever they put their money locally. Employ some locals. Oh, but don't start before 10. I'm going to be out of here at 2. I'm going to be home and watch my View. Yep, that's what's out there. That's what's out there for employees. And they'll tell you what to do during the day. And you own the joint. Yeah, try that one. It's kind of a crazy world. Look at some of your hometowns. I had one gal from the Netherlands or somebody over there. And she said to me on the hate book page, well, you're lucky you have these. I'm lucky that we have these. I'm still trying to process what she's trying to get at, because she's never had it, or because she had it and never lost it, or what? It didn't make any sense at the beginning. I just couldn't put it together. I hope you're listening. And I would like more definition of be lucky we had it. Well, that's what a free society builds you. That's what a free economy builds you. If you're in an economy where you're under communism or whatever, Chinaism or whatever that is, and they won't let you go shopping, well, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. We live in a different zone. We live in a different economy of how things are purchased and when you buy and sell. So how do you get your products then? We're lucky we have them. So you were going to the corner store and Billy Bob's General Store and you buy stuff through a Sears catalog and a book. I don't know how you do it over there. That would be interesting to find out. Do you guys have Amazon? Do you have any type of mail system that you buy stuff through? Have you ever had that? But we're the lucky ones. I don't consider myself lucky or not lucky. It's just the way it was. And it doesn't make sense that you'd be all lit up about, hey, at least I had it. Like, how dare me? I'm not that guy who is entitled to what we have because we probably had to earn it. Or we had a government that was okay with it. Free trade. Do you live in a country that isn't free trade? I can't help you. But I understand you. Think about that. So if you guys are out there and you're driving around, pay attention to the stores, because we've all seen the help crunch. Now, let's do some more math. If we have all these people out of work, and there's a lot of them, there's 275 just in the stores of the 50 stores that we're talking about in this Minnesota place. Where did those 275 people go to work? The food industry ain't seeing it. The repair industry ain't seeing it. The retail something else ain't seeing it. All these stores have help wanted signs. Where did they all go? I don't even know. I have no clue where all these people went. Did they change jobs? Because if they change jobs, every industry is hurting for bodies that actually want to get up and go to work. As I sit on the phone, I hear all these customer service reps, dogs in the back, cats, birds chirping. Obviously, you work at home, and it's not professional. Let's put it this way. You guys suck. You suck at what you do. You can't go down the hall and say, hey, administrator, should I be doing this or this? You have zero and no instantaneous, we can handle this. You got to put a call in, put an email in, talk to a guy who knows a guy who maybe used to work down the hall, but now he's in another city, another county. There's a whole lot going on with that, isn't there? If you just dig deep. Just think about the people around it, the stuff you don't see. Not what I wanted to talk about on a Father's Day, but sometimes you just got to rip that Band-Aid off and let it bleed and say, okay, what are we really doing here? I urge people, if there's a place you stop by on your way to the cabin, if there's that one thing you go on the way home, if you actually work off site and you want to pick up some milk or go a grocery shop or some new pans or whatever that is, you got to visit your local guys. Again, if you're in an area where you cannot do that, then you got to call the Big Brown. Have them start delivering stuff. Makes it efficient. Remember the grocery guys who did what was their names? They were out of a Maple Grove, Minnesota. Something delivers. It's about groceries, way back. Like back in the early 2000s, these guys had trucks. And they did this. You ordered stuff on an app and life's good, it shows up. They did the shopping for you, which is pretty trick. Simon delivers. I don't even know if there's still a thing anymore. Because now they got everybody else and their brother delivering, putting stuff in carts and throwing it at you. But Simon Delivered had prided themselves on having the best of the best. They had their own warehouse. They didn't go to Target and shop for you. They didn't go to IGA or wherever you shop. They actually had the warehouse, and they were in charge and control of all the products that you got. So it was a warehouse within a warehouse. If they got bad stuff, they wouldn't ship. You get these people who shop for a living off of an app, which some of that stuff goes in their own trunk. Hey, you get X amount of this goes in their trunk. That's what I believe. Just an opinion. If I buy 4 pounds of bananas and I end up with 3.5 pounds, where'd the other half pound go? They don't have to shop because they're shopping for you, and they don't have to pay for groceries because you paid for that. That's called we call it an a-hole tax. Those people take a little bit along the way. You don't bitch. Nobody knows the difference, whether it's 3 pounds or 3.5 pounds or 4 pounds of bananas. Magically delicious. A half a pound is missing. I got let onto that when my kid ordered some pizza and some spaghetti, some dinner rolls, some stuff by these online guys who app around and they sell the stuff, and all of a sudden he gets half his order. Where's the rest of it? Well, that's all there is. And she's got spaghetti sauce from her face. That was kind of an interesting thing. She was eating on the way home to your location. DoorDash or Food Dash or something like that. They're eating your food on the way to the thing. And they say, oh, it's all sealed. It ain't sealed. They got their own tape. Ew. This guy could have Hep C, Hep B, Hep A, whatever it is. Eat your lunch that you're waiting for. Spread that disease to your family. Oh, gross. Yeah, no DoorDash for this guy. That's pretty gross. Think about it. Think about who's going to stop him. You get a complaint? No different than an Uber. You get a complaint, find another Uber. Eventually, they'll just change names, change faces, change apps, like they do on Hatebook. Everybody wants to be on a page so they can sell their crap. Same dudes, different app, different face, different guy. Well, same guy, different looking guy. So you let them in, and here we go. We're either doing deck cleaning or car cleaning constantly. Same people. So how are you going to stop a DoorDash? These are one of the things that you can get rid of by simply going to the store in which it's made, or the mall, or the outlet, or wherever that is, and just actually go buy it. Sometimes kind of a win to have your eyes on the product, your eyes on the prize the whole time. Comes out of a bucket, goes on a plate, goes in a box, goes right to you. You don't have that. You don't have that with an online deal. It's just not there. You don't have that capability. You don't have a problem with sending it back, and of course, like A to Z don't have a problem. Okay, we don't like it. It gets kicked back. There's no headaches. Shipping's covered, but it still might be somebody's used leftover stuff that you don't know, and it appears new, especially if it's a big ticket item. You buy something with some big money, the other guy didn't like it, used the snot out of it, sent it back as whatever, broken, defective, blah. Amazon gives you your dough back or another one, and now you got a brand new one, or you don't have one and you got a rental program going. We learned that one over at the Northern Hydraulic Store, Northern Tool. Guaranteed come back. They're guaranteed to rent, buy, and use. And if you didn't like it, you can get your money back. Every time. Hassle-free. Now they changed their policy. You buy a compressor, and if there's nothing wrong with it, you just wanted to borrow it for a day or two, or a sub pump, or a generator because the power's out. You try and return it, they won't give your money back. But if it's broken, they will give you your money back. Consumers have caught on to this. They'll pull the rope all the way out. They'll tie the thing in a knot and jam it in there and say, look, it's broken. At that point, the store's obligated to return the money. Customer wins. It's called the rental program. All kinds of ways around it. Anyway, we are like 23 minutes into this little rant. I appreciate you listening. Happy Father's Day. Buy local. Buy local if you can. It's important. It's important to your own economy. It's kind of like that bumper sticker in the 70s. Hungry? Eat your foreign car. Support us first. Support less China. Support more locals. Support it like your life and your job depend on it, as it does. You might want to say no or hobbob to that. I believe you're wrong. Because you spend the American dollar. You live in America. You're supporting your economy. A lot of people say us first. I agree with them. But we can't forget the people who need the help as well. But if we're not healthy, they're not going to be healthy. We don't want any planned obsolescence here. We just want some common sense. So watch the Hate Book. Take a peek at that video. Look at all the stores. Look at this massive Goliath of a building. It is like no other. It's not as big as the Mall of America. And I have not gone to the Mall of America. I can actually say I've never been in there. I don't like to get shot at. Stabbings are at an all-time high. Robberies are through the roof. If I want to go to that kind of situation, I'll wear metal jackets and flak and arm myself. I just don't believe that's part of a trip to the mall, getting stabbed or shot. So I decided I'm not shopping there. But I would, as of interest, to see how many stores are actually going out. Because I believe down there, they have, They have, 190 some stores. And in what I hear in 2023, more than 2,100 stores are closing across the U.S. There's a list. In this list, I'm rolling through it. Bed Bath & Beyond, 896 stores gone. Foot Locker, 545 gone. Tuesday mornings, I have no idea what they sell. Dallas-based product goods shutting down all of its stores. And for a month, more planned stores. Okay, so bankruptcy, that's a bankruptcy, and 487 stores. Bath Body Works, 50 stores. Well, I don't know how many they have. Banana Republic, 46 stores. Walmart. How does Walmart close? How does the Walton family shut down 22 locations? And are they the big locations or are they just the shitty locations? I don't even know. 11 states, 20 shutdowns. Party City, 31 stores. Best Buys, what do we got here? 20 to 30 of its large format stores. Now, I don't know if you guys know Best Buy across the country or across the globe. It's electronics retail. Remember what I said earlier about you get to push a button, you get to see which one you like. Is it going to be an A or a B? All that stuff comes from a shelf product that you can turn on and off. TVs, electronics, appliances, smartphones. All that's from that deal. Okay, what do we got here? Amazon, 8 stores. Now, hold on now. Hold on a second. Are they eating their own? Is Amazon closing 8 stores? What is that? Big Lot, 7 stores. This is a heck of a list. The Real, 6 stores. Macy's, 4 stores. Target, 4 stores. And I don't know where it's here. Target's location. 3 metros near D.C., 1 in Philadelphia, 1 in hometown. Minneapolis. Well, I know where Minneapolis, why that one's closing. And it all stems out of a book called They Lied to Us. Yeah, pick up that book. JCPenney. Yeah, this is a huge list. So Google it, see what's out there in the world. It's crazy. Okay, I've ranted enough. I'm like half hour into the second segment, and I didn't want to be that guy, but unbelievable. Unbelievable out in the world. Plug in, check it out. Go see what's going on. And for the guys out in the eastern side about we were lucky to have these stores, please say it. Tell me what you want, what you really meant and said. I would be more than interested to find out we're lucky we have them or had them. Happy Father's Day to you, to your dads, to your dad's dads. 6/18/23. I'm going to sign off. For all dads. And that's a wrap for Hutcast. Hutcast is, again, a pragmatic approach to seeing things how some people see them. If you like our show, give us a thumbs up on the Facebook site. Again, for Hutcast, thank you again. Have a wonderful evening.